It's some obscure gaming thing that only me and 5 other people care about, because that's how I roll.
Well, apparently I'm person number 6 then.
Yeah. You'll like it. It's a very simple
Rounds out the
system and very
D6.
mutable.
All right. And this is Charles yet again trying to push his Rifts-based gaming economy.
Whatever. Riffs. How dare you, sir? How dare Riffs-based game.
If everybody just switched to D6s, life would be better.
Oh, I got all the D6 books. We can play fantasy or sci-fi.
All I can do, Charles, to that is say, GURPS.
That's the worst D6 engine. I won't even begin.
GURPS.
Suck at 8 different things at once.
Generic Universal Role-Playing System. Also, a noise that your body makes after a particularly harsh meal.
They actually put out a supplement that was so good for Atlantis that somebody actually said everybody should buy it and use it for their D&D game because it's wasted on GURPS.
I actually like their magical item books had some very interesting and unique ideas in them that, like from a spell to cost basis, were also very well balanced. But everything was in dollars, so.
Bowman wanted to introduce charged and focused items in Pathfinder, and I think it got nixed for 2nd edition.
I think focused would have been fun.
I think so too.
All right, so when last we left off, I believe everybody was ending the day, correct? You guys had
to temple to get to shut down temple. Oh, we went to Meg's temple to get someone shut down the thing in the basement.
Excellent. Yes, that is correct. Thank you. So we'll go from there. We'll wait till Tom comes back to do recap in case Tom wants to do the recap. Or if somebody specifically wants to do the recap that's not James because he's so many XPs ahead of everybody else.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But Charles, I don't think remembers exactly what happened last session.
I don't, but I'm gonna guess.
Look at all the things Charles did last session. He should remember exactly.
So Whitney, do you want to do the recap or do you want to wait for Tom?
Give like the 2.5 things that I remember. So we won a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was hard, but we, at least our team all survived. Basement of shop. Demonistic.
You're cutting out a little bit. Bring the laptop a little closer to you. I think I'll have to get you a headset.
I don't want to do that.
Oh.
There's some sort of like tables in the basement that were used to summon demons that like had blood coming out of them, and it was really disturbing. And we brought the guards in to going on. We got a shit ton of treasure, but we haven't. James already mentioned the thing about trying to get the demonic ritual stuff. And I know there was other stuff, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Pretty good, right?
That's good enough. You'll get half of it. When Tom gets back, he'll probably have the rest. Michelle wishes everybody good luck.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so you guys are then heading over to the temple to bring somebody down to cleanse the area beneath Owls.
Sorry, what time of day is it?
It is like quite late in the. It's about midday at this point. Thinking of, if I remember correctly, you guys went over there somewhat early in the day. Let me double check my notes. Hold on. That's actually a better way to do this.
Slept in forever.
It does feel that way, but you guys did actually rest before you came to Owls.
Yeah, because I thought we went to the shop like morning.
Yeah, it was like one of the first things you did. You guys had rested because you you actually performed at the cantina on the 11th.
Right.
You did a Mother's Day performance because Mother's Day was like 3 days long in the game. So yeah, it's about midday at this point. After all the waiting for the guard to figure things out and you guys to get clearance to be able to leave.
Clarence.
Yes, Clarence.
What's your clearance, Clarence?
All right, so Charles, you can take them out to the temple.
All right.
Or the old ball game, whichever you prefer.
The temple. All right. This is my little place. I like to come with my brethren to discuss matters of the faith and life and intellectualism.
And you worship.
Come in here.
You worship Sunal or Shishat?
I worship Shishat.
Okay.
Because who doesn't worship Shisha?
So Whitney, you have not been to a temple of Shishat before.
Oh well.
Hasn't?
Then you.
No,
You
Pax would not have been to a temple of Shishat.
I've been to Temple of Shisha.
What do I need to know
Shishat
before I
requires
go in? I want to
headgear.
respect all of their customs.
So the temple of well, you'll need a knowledge religion check to know about Shishat. You can make one of those because you're a bard and you do get access to it untrained.
Okay.
Oh, that's way too many knowledge religion checks. We'll just take your first one.
Oh, it wasn't making the sound, so I kept
Oh,
clicking
okay.
it because I had to have the character sheet open.
All right, so on a 21, you actually remember quite a bit about Sishat, though. Sishat is the goddess of knowledge. Sishat is all about like sharing information with people. The idea is that like information is not exclusive to a single person. Information belongs to the people, and only by kind of spreading information can humanity can society kind of find its better way. But information also needs to be like defended and protected, and so there are many people that that defend knowledge as well. Sishat is also kind of in charge of affairs that have to do with some levels of magic, some specific styles of magic, often divinatory magic, and transmutive magic are kind of kept under the realm of Sishat. And I think it's, make sure I'm right. It's, let's get my. I know I'm getting the. There's supposed to be 3 schools. I just don't remember what the third school is. I want to say abjuration, but I had this wrong last time I tried to remember.
Are there any certain thing I should be aware of before entering a temple? Anything about like thing or behavior?
No, so for the most part, Sishat is a very kind of come as you are goddess. She doesn't demand people do anything, or there's not like a whole lot of preparations you have to do before you come in. Sishat would just rather have you approach and bring whatever knowledge you have to share to her followers.
Guys ready to go in?
I am.
Following along.
All right. The 4 of you will enter the temple. Zug is not feeling comfortable going to the temple, so he is going to hang out outside and keep an eye on things.
Keep an eye on the horses, if you will.
Mm-hmm. The horses.
Or somebody else's horses. See if they have any kittens.
So you head in. It's at this point that Charles, you are approached by a familiar cleric from the last time you were here.
Greetings. Good to see you again, fellow faithfuler.
Same. Did things go well?
I have continued to develop my faith and continue to seek knowledges. I have continued to expand my reaching into the power of the word. However, we are at a matter of needing the purification touch of our mistress and its faithful.
Mm. What has come that needs cleansing?
So it's a basement, right?
Yeah, it's a basement that's been heavily desecrated and used for rituals of like blending demons with humans and other creatures.
There has been some foul transmutation of mixing demonic entities with creatures in a basement. It is a horrid use of knowledge that Shot herself, I believe, would frown upon.
She would indeed. That is definitely a misuse of transmutive magic, and the knowledge now that there are demons here. Well, it's not entirely new news. The idea that they're taking to basements is a little bit disturbing. What family was this happening within the house of?
What family was it? Was it at
That was
the
in
Vinnies?
Blade. Yep.
It was Blade.
Yeah, Blade is the family name.
Okay.
Give us a chance to help GM.
Hmm?
This players a chance to help out our teammate.
Sorry.
Quit for once.
These are my teammates. I will allow them to introduce themselves.
Pax.
You can call me Guy.
Alright, guy.
Just for today, though.
Galfine remains a bit silent and drawing.
My silent friend is Galfine. She is, despite her fearsome warrior visage, she has the soul of an artist.
She looks up and kind of nods and then goes back to the sketching.
Or something like that.
It's because she keeps that soul in a bag,
Yeah.
tied to her waist. Delphine
Siphons
reaches
off.
over to punch her.
Siphons off the energy from it periodically. So, yeah, that is what is going on. I felt it was important and the knowledge needed to be shared with the temple immediately.
We will have to send one of our hired clerics with you. Give me just a moment, if you don't
Certainly.
mind. She turns and she wanders over to a small basin. She runs her hands through the water a few times, splashes it on her face, but then holds her hands against her face for a moment. After a moment, she lets the water drip down from her fingertips, and she turns, and she's not the same person that she was just a moment ago.
Oh, how fantastic. Nice.
You.
I am... It's a little hard to explain. Do any of you know Celestial?
That a language?
Yes. You may call me Light. I believe that's what it translates to in your language.
How
Person go.
fantastic.
I have taken her place for a moment. She will return once this job is completed.
Well, Guru V.
Will you please take me there?
Yes.
Delightful.
All right. Is there anything we need to grab on the way out? Like holy water or anything like that?
I have all the things that will be needed for this.
Have any questions for us?
I think things will be answered once we arrive. And what isn't, I'll then know what the questions will be.
Okay, just let us know if you need help.
Certainly.
I think we're in the presence of a boss, y'all.
which is why I'm holding my tongue.
Yeah. And then we had to fight the Celestial. Oh.
So you guys head on out. Zug is very uncomfortable with the look that this creature gives him as it comes out. The creature kind of stares cold at him for a second and then shakes its head very dismissively. And even more so when Zug kind of moves up to the rest of the group.
Zug, you're not giving our new compatriot one of your patented hugs?
It is important to remember that there is a place for everyone in all of society.
Yes. Yes.
One day,
I agree.
No other way.
one day, perhaps even those that are lost can find their way.
That was like a polite burn.
You lead light down to Owl's. As you start getting close, like, you notice that it becomes kind of less of a leading and more of her intuition kind of guiding her in the general direction. And once she gets to the door, she freezes. I cannot enter.
Is it ensorcelled, your faithfulness?
Is what?
Is it ensorcelled?
There's
Ensorcelled? You don't need...
There is something barring my ability to step any further towards the building.
The door.
Huh?
Is the door closed?
The door is open.
Oh man. Circle against evil. Circle against good.
Well, no, because that would have stopped both you and Pax, and I believe actually Harcourt from entering.
Oh man, all this goodness going on in this party. I highly approve of this message.
Oh, and it would have stopped Galfine from entering as well. So,
Huh.
Has this happened before?
not like this. You were all able to enter?
Yes.
I'm there.
It is.
I take a step in and see what happens.
You can enter just fine.
Okay. I was expecting a scythe trap or something. I'm gonna look around since I'm, any kind of runes or glyphs. I'm actually, is actually up my junction there.
Okay.
With the rude boys. So
Uh,
I'm gonna.
yeah. Give me a detect or give me a spellcraft. I guess is what that would be. And do you have detect magic?
Yes.
Ooh, or
Did I
roll on the
blow it?
spellcraft. Give me a you've got your detect magic on, and there's something very blinding about whatever this energy is. Like your eyes cannot seem to like pierce the brightness of the magic coming off the walls of the building.
Okay.
It's on?
I am blinded, almost blinded, considering how bad my vision is by the magic that is coming off this building. Can I give? Since this is just regular magic now, I'm not trying to be all glyphy. Can I do a regular spellcraft?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Man, I was so hoping I could.
All the cameras. A sec. I'll look at the roll in just a sec. Just trying to fix all the cameras.
No problem.
All right, so here you start kind of piecing things together. You realize that at its core level, there's obviously the desecrate that's going on, and that might like bar some things, but there's something here that's barring something non-humanoid, but you can't quite identify what this magic is.
Ooh.
Possibly something more powerful than any spell you've encountered before.
Huh.
Is it only affecting the light?
It is only affecting light.
I said, but why?
Not blinded by the light.
Can we be wrapped up like a deuce, another roller in the night?
So to catch up real quick, Tom, the party went to the temple. They asked someone to come with them. The temple sent someone with them, and that thing is unable to enter into Al's.
Is unable to enter into what?
Into Al's. So they're unable to enter into the building that has the basement with the desecration. And the
Are you saying AWL or OWL?
Al. A-L.
Oh, okay.
Literally from the last session. He tried to kill the whole group.
I don't know. You were saying it weird, like there was another letter. It sounded like you said AWL or OWL.
Yes,
I thought you were going to give Tom the opportunity to recap.
I think they meant owls, as in like the scratch owl that you used to like boss thing.
Yes. We will get to that shortly.
Also, you tried to hug her, Tom, which seems so out of character.
Can you change your laying orientation, Whitney?
Why?
Because right now there is basically a air conditioning system blowing right over your microphone. Whee!
Demanding.
I know, right? So many unreasonable requests.
Cooling on a sunny afternoon.
All right.
Huh.
I cannot even perceive the magic that is on this. My sight is hindered by whatever barrier is coating this place. So yes, technically blinded by the light, James.
I say nothing.
Whoever that manager Mister was, he's really got what it takes.
I believe I may not be the right person for this scenario, but I can at least try one thing. Just a moment, let me pull up. Person that's in front of you.
Oh my God, Tom is our opening act with some sleight of hand.
There we go. Now we're a three-piece set.
No, that's Harcourt.
Now we got
Tom doesn't have sleight of hand. Harcourt has sleight of hand.
What? A mage without sleight of hand? How's he going to entertain the children? Won't somebody think about the children?
With burning hands. Weren't you paying attention?
Where is?
Hey, children, come here. Let's see you crisp up.
This is what it feels like when mom and dad tell you not to touch the stove.
Can't I find?
Is now a good time to roll my hit points from?
Oh yes, everybody that leveled up needs to give me a hit point roll, or take the average, the slightly above average. So you can either roll your hit die, where your hit points are, and that will roll one of your hit die.
Hit points?
Yes. All right, that's a. You get to re-roll that, Zug. Nice.
Reroll.
And then Meg should probably hit hers as well.
I actually can't remember what the hit dice were because it's.
Oh, just hit your hit points thing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, if you hit the word hit points, it'll roll it.
Got to re-roll, and I didn't.
He got to re-roll because he rolled a 1. Same with Charles. Charles, you may also re-roll. Whitney, you rolled a 6. Alright, and then Charles keeps the 5.
That's changing.
Huh?
Changing what we just rolled.
You just add that to your existing hit points.
Do we do it on the front sheet or the configure sheet, Steve?
You do it on the front sheet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do we not do it on our little circle?
The circle will update automatically.
Fantastic.
To my hit points?
Yeah, you'll add 5 to your hit points.
I feel so buff with my mighty 19.
Okay, so...
X was a 12.
Huh? Hex was at 12, and now this is plus 5, so that's 17.
I was just confused because my max said 12, so I thought I couldn't go beyond that.
Your max is 12 at your current level. You just increased your max by 5.
Current still stays at 10, or does that also
No,
go
your
up
current
by
will
5?
also gain 5 because you leveled.
15 and 17.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, so it is going to take a step. She's going to take a step back, and she rubs her hands together. This is going to be rather difficult. May I have all of you please stand clear of the area?
Oh my.
Standing clear.
I break up my phone to record it.
She looks especially at you, Zug. You probably should stand quite a distance away.
Sense and motive.
Sure. I mean, she...
Anti-goblin spell.
Yes, it's an anti-goblin
How dare
spell.
she? I move back.
She puts her hands up against the barrier that pushes against her and begins to focus as strongly as she can. You can watch as a deep black sphere starts to emerge around the outside of the building that stretches just slightly outside of the barrier, displaying the dome of evil energy that protects the building itself. From her fingertips, light tries to pour forward and wrap itself around the blackness of the sphere.
We're almost like watching Dagger from Marvel Comics.
Yeah, just about. Oh God. Damn.
She blew up.
We're all dead.
Not quite that bad.
The
Just the smaller
magical
of us.
biofeedback. Yeah.
So she does actually, her voice changes slightly, and the bright look that she had, her face is reverted back to the face of the person you first met, Charles.
Okay.
I have lost my touch with her.
Let us get you back to the temple where you may lie in wait and meditate.
I don't think that's I don't think that's good enough.
Well,
She
how may
is,
I be vague?
She is one of our best. The only thing beyond this we could do is bring the actual High Cleric down. But that could be rather dangerous to expose the High Cleric to magic this powerful.
You suggest we do?
I don't know that there's any other way.
How about I say this in all seriousness, how about sledgehammer? If we start busting down walls.
Depends. It depends on whether or not this aura that's here is being produced by the land or being produced by the building, or whether it's inherent to the land itself.
Ooh.
So the desecration on the inside might simply be bolstering this power. But if the sphere that's here, if it is simply centered on this area, then it won't do much good to tear apart the building.
So much for nuking it from orbit.
Well, that's a humdinger. Since I was not here, how much exploration did we do with the building? Are there people still living in it, or?
No, this was a shop. This was a shop that Al had. He was selling basically a lot of stolen goods.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Give
Yeah.
this information, Sir GM.
You guys did know that from last session. I'm filling the player in who was actually there on what happened.
I was actually there, and you had to fill me in. Oh, that thing. Okay, so, and we ended up defeating Al.
Yes.
Is he dead or gone?
I don't. You guys did not end up killing him, correct? You allowed the authorities
Took
to
him
take him.
hostage.
We stabilized him.
Did you take him, or did you guys let the authorities take him?
Let the authorities take.
Okay.
Oh, he's out on bail now. He's got a new identity as La.
I will go fetch the High Cleric. In the meantime, I would urge you to stay away from this building.
I doze off. Well, what do we think, party? Should we go in there and see if there's some profane marks we could do with? Do you think we should follow my temple mate's suggestion?
Yeah, she's already scurried off.
Wow.
He seems pretty smart. I mean, if it was that powerful against her, it probably let it.
So what you're saying is no looting.
All the treasure from it, I think.
Well, I mean, we could sit there and wait for a bunch of demons to keep summoning in, and then we kill them and take their loot. And
That's a thing.
A
and
You
little
just
bit
stand by the door
risky.
and say, and point at them and go, "Hey, come out here! I want to show you something."
Okay, for the record, you guys know it's not a spawner. A ritual has to occur down there to make the things happen.
I was gonna wait D6 rounds and see what came out.
Do you guys want to go in and try to investigate some of it? Maybe do some rituals down there in the
spawn
at
things?
the altar. Huh?
yeah, I got some people to sacrifice.
Okay.
No, we will
Currently
not be
three.
doing any rituals down there.
Zug seems excited to have everybody go downstairs with him. He's got a knife he wants to show all of you.
We already explored here enough.
All right,
You
so
could put some
Fair
put some
enough.
caution tape around this place and just keep people away from it.
do any of you have any protective things that you could do to sort of lock up the shop?
Not a thing other than just locking the door.
Okay.
I mean, we could go buy like a scroll.
Yeah.
Or we could just take a piece of paper and write "Don't go in there" and just put it on.
Yeah, but
That's
anyone
not-
who wants to use it, that won't keep out. It's fine.
Yeah, you know what?
Okay,
you
so
know
we
what-
write "Caution, dink." Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, everything went black on mine.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. We go, "Caution, really dangerous. This is a magic scroll. Stay out." See if
No,
they
I
fall
think it-
for it.
Yeah, but I think that some of the town's teenagers might still break in to make out.
Dear teenagers, do not make out in here.
That's just gonna
My
make
bluff-
more teenagers want to make out there.
Does my bluff roll translate into writing?
It does not.
Tom is just talking about his youth of breaking into temples to make out inside of them. Where's the local evil temple? I want to make out.
No, I definitely did break into some abandoned factories, though.
Well, we can lock it up and hope for the best. She is fetching the High Cleric. I don't know how long that will take.
We could go
Give
through
me,
all of
actually,
our-
Charles, real quick, give me a knowledge religion.
Oh, cool.
Since
I
you
got
mentioned
that
you
skill.
don't know how long it takes, you might actually know how long it takes.
High Cleric. Let me get a peek in at your D.
Okay.
Did it roll?
Yeah, so on a 21, you'll
Yeah.
actually know that in order to bring forth the High Cleric, there are very, very few people in the entire city of Akunsaunt, or there are very, very few people in the entire world that are allowed to break the rule of not being able to enter into Akunsaunt. Of each of the religions, one High Cleric is allowed to enter from the extra dimensional linked space that is shared by the order itself. So they would actually have to first locate where the High Cleric is at this time, probably using some sort of divinatory magic. And then once they do so, they can then contact him and wait for him to arrive through the extra dimensional space that's tied together. So it may be some time before the High Cleric gets here, but it should be within the day.
All right. By my knowledge of church practices, we got about a day until the High Cleric comes.
So I'm pretty sure if we just stand around here, we're going to get hoisted for vagrancy.
Hoisted by our own vagrant petard.
Vagrant petards.
Well, do we think this place needs to be secure? I'm,
Well, I
I
mean-
feel that it would be irresponsible to leave this place unsecured, but I don't know if posting guards is going to encourage people to come here. Perhaps we could hire some people just to hire some locals for a couple of copper just to walk around and bother people who might be interested. Plus, now I'm worried about teenagers breaking in there to make out, which I never would have thought of, honestly.
It's the new makeout point.
This is a make out point. Can you feel the
We'll
evil?
put up a sign that says "Make out point 3 doors up." That'll
Ah,
keep the teenagers away.
I think
Free beer.
if
with
we
an arrow
really
pointing
want
to
to
the
keep
left.
people away, we should put up a sign. Want to learn about my God? Come inside.
American is cheaper than security guards.
Yeah. How much for can we bribe people with like a couple of silvers just to watch the building?
I mean, you can always pay people to do anything around here. It's just how much do you
It's
trust
a
them?
fair, yeah, okay. It's a fair cop.
I can pay the kid
What
down
do you
the
want me
street
to
any
do?
amount
How
of
much
money
do
to
you
mow
pay
my
him?
lawn. There's only a certain amount of guarantee that he'll do it.
Yeah, you paid me not to go in that building, but I went in there. Fine.
I mean, is there other stuff we need to get done, or we could take turns hanging out and kind of keeping an eye on it?
We could do that. That we could do.
Can
Well,
take
there
the
are-
first watch.
Why is this suddenly our responsibility?
Danger to
That's
other
my next
people.
question. Why is it suddenly our responsibility?
I like to
People
think of
safe.
myself as a responsible gnome.
We reported it to the authorities. It's kind of their job. But
Yeah, actually, let me do a knowledge law. Do we have to legally do anything here,
Okay.
or can we just like kind of not care and leave?
Okay. With that knowledge law, you know 100% for certain. You have no obligations to this building whatsoever. Like, as long as you're not literally trying to burn it down, you've done all the things you can. You've reported to the proper authorities. You even went beyond it and reported because you're not required to report the problem beneath. That's technically the authorities' responsibility. But since they said, we'll report it when we get around to reporting it, you guys kind of took it upon yourself to do the extra layer of reporting you didn't have to do. So not only have you abided by the law, you actually abided by laws that other people didn't abide by.
All right, I'll let everybody know that. that we do not have any responsibility to this building.
Okay,
do not have
legal
a
responsibility
legal
is different than
responsibility.
moral.
And as you express that, about 4 people with quivers strapped across their back and carrying bows in their left arms or in their left hands come walking up towards the building. They are all dressed in very like soft, slightly gold tinted robes, and they are all. Each of the robes has the symbol of Shishat on the front of them.
Ah, excellent. Greetings, fellow faithfulers.
Hello.
Are you here about this place of desecration?
We are here to take defense of this location. It is for you now to leave.
So you will be keeping the teenagers out? So
We
they
will
don't
be
make out
keeping
there?
the everyone we can out.
The
It is for
everyone.
you to leave.
Sounds good. I'm leaving.
Okay.
Alright.
Holy
Remember,
hit
don't
over
let
the
any
head.
teenagers in to make out. Send them down to the abandoned factory.
It is for you to leave. James, give me a will save.
Okay.
Lily-
James, give me a will save. Or Harcourt, give me a will save.
Got it.
Shot takes over something.
All right. You definitely feel like you should leave quietly.
Yeah, gotta go. Bye. See you guys back at the town. I get the place and the thing. I gotta get.
All right. Since I'm a faithful member of the clergy there, I will leave.
All right.
Do I know these people? Are these people that I would have bumped into at the temple? Are these people that I might have seen in passing?
No, you can give me a knowledge religion though here if you want to try to identify what these are. I'm sorry, who these are.
These are
Yes,
the
who these are.
What these are.
Executors. What these are. What these are probably works as well. I'm breaking out the knowledge religion today, people.
Tentacles out the side of the bottom of their robes gave it away.
They have
They're all
fixed eyes.
Cthulhu.
Oh.
They're cultists.
They're regular people. They're regular old Joes from that probably the temple like pays to take care of defending places in these kinds of circumstances.
Man, 12 dice, you are fired. 12.
Goes nicely along with Harcourt's will save there.
That
I'm already
means I
gone,
will-
man. I'm halfway down the street.
Yep.
Propositioning hookers at this point.
Hey, baby. How about me and you do whatever it is I can't think of?
Hey, I know an abandoned building where we're not going to make out.
You gotta look for abandoned factories. That's where you get your make out at.
All right, so where do the 5 of you want to go?
Factories. Abandoned cheese factories, sir.
Where do the 5 of you want to head off to next?
Not an abandoned cheese factory to make out.
I
Well,
want
we
some
probably
snacks.
we should probably head back to base and sell that loot, right?
To divide it up first.
I'd like to get some snacks while dividing the loot. That actually sounds pretty fantastic.
Okay.
Actually gonna go get a snack right now. I'll be back.
My God, I endorse the snacking.
You want your fritter donut?
Not at the moment. I'm just
Well,
gonna wait a little
that
bit.
just freaked me out. It's like Winnie opened the door and then it appeared randomly behind Steve. Now Winnie's behind Steve. Whoa!
From my perspective, her screen opened into Steve's.
Oh, guys, I had snacks. I ate them before we all logged on.
Yeah, you have another snack technically, Charles.
Oh, I know.
It's in the fridge and it's delicious.
It's delicious. So delicious.
Holy fuck, the
All right.
fruit looks creepy in this light.
It looks delicious. I love that brown kiwi that's in there.
I just love the way it looked. Literally walked Steve's right into hers.
Oh, wow.
All right. So you guys head on up to the Fam Hands building to get your reward.
All right.
The little halfling girl is standing behind the counter when you arrive. You're Epic again, right? Epic.
Always, baby.
The
Always.
child group. You're much older than I expected. For children.
Right.
Let me.
No, we're small. We're children in size.
Are you here from Mission Report? You took out the one about the water, right?
Yes,
Yep.
that's correct. We're the regular snackers.
No, you're extra peaceful, intelligent children.
Is that what we're going with our name?
Yes.
Wait, we signed off on it.
You're epic.
Extra peaceful. What is it?
Intelligent
We
children.
had a really hard time getting on the same page, y'all. So this is what happens.
Testing it out to see.
She takes out a slip of paper and sets it down on the counter in front of you. Now, will the leader of your group please fill out this form?
And I take 2 steps back.
I step up to be the leader.
Well, okay.
Do we actually have a declared leader?
Your whom? I actually noticed that you did not fill out a leader on the form.
Yes, we're filling it
We're
out now.
cooperative.
We had an event to determine who was the leader, and I won.
I will need to see your form.
Sure. I don't have the form.
Oh, you need a leadership form then. And she takes the other form off the desk and then puts this form on top of the desk and slides it over. Please fill out the leadership form.
Guys,
I'll
I'm
help him fill it out.
Okay.
Are you filling it out, Tom?
He can help you fill it out. But if you're the
I'll
leader,
pretty
you're
much
supposed
tell
to
you
fill it
what
out.
to do. Yeah.
I feel that this is something not because I particularly want to do, because we're eventually going to have to fill out a leadership.
So, on the leadership form, give me a knowledge law real quick, Tom. Okay, so a couple of things you know. There are 2 options for the leadership form. You can choose that you have a direct party leader, or you can choose that you are a democratic group.
Democratic.
Democracy all the way.
At which point,
We're a socialist.
each of you will have to sign off on every form that you complete.
Oh,
And if not everybody signs off on the form, then the form is not valid.
Oh man. So should we share this with our party, Tom? See how everybody feels about signing on everything?
So you're right now in front of everybody. So the only the way that you could have said that is you would look over at Zug and be like, "Should we share this with the party, Zug?"
Okay, all right. So Zug, if we sign it like this, if we sign it at democracy, everybody would have to sign all the forms every time. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, pretty much. So, I feel we should not do that. You can just go ahead and be the form signer, I think.
Okay, so for the record, Zug, one other thing that you know, though, is as leader of the party, that gives him exclusive ability to sign the party off on any quests. It gives him the exclusive ability to redistribute wealth gained by the party. He can open up accounts and other services in the organization's name. Huh? That would be whoever's assigned the party leader, or in this case,
I was confused
Meg.
because
Sorry, I keep saying yeah. I keep doing that wrong because it's Charles. But yeah, that she could do all these things on behalf of the group.
Okay, yeah, we should definitely go the democratic route then. Just get everybody's signatures everywhere.
Sounds good to me.
Because Zug is so trusted.
Well, honestly, I just volunteered for all this. Just seemed comedy-based adventure.
All right, I help them fill it in the democratic way.
Okay.
Do
So
we have to have this what's it called?
Notarized?
When
You do
what
not
is
need
it?
to have it notarized. No.
Thank you, everyone.
But do we have to have collusion with the Russians?
There are no Russians. So no.
What about colluding with Blade?
You could be
Ooh.
colluding with Blade. That would probably not work out so well, as they're the clearly chaotic evil organization, and I don't think they sign contracts well.
What about collusion with House Zoe?
If you want to work with House Zoe, you have such a great reputation with them.
I will only say this, guy. Is colluding with House Blade really that different than colluding with the Russians? I think that's a fair comparison.
Well, no, I mean the Russians would be lawful evil based off of how Putin acts, right?
Yeah. Although some of those oligarchs are pretty, they're lawful evil too. Okay.
All right, so you guys fill out the form as a democracy, and then each of you signs off on the form. Once you complete that, they hand you one additional form back. You'll need to have this form on file in the event that in the event that a member of your team should die and you need to replace them. You may achieve a quorum in signing this, so at least 3/5 of the party must sign off on this form, and it can replace up to 2 people from the party.
Wow. It's like a bank signer card.
I mean, it's like a small political system. They're trying to create an infrastructure so that when they're paying out money, they don't have one person that comes in and says like, "Oh yeah, I'm here to collect all of the team's reward," and then the rest of the team shows up to get the money, and the money's not there, and they have to track down the other person. Especially at more significant challenges, this happens a lot where people hire on a mercenary for a single trip. The mercenary lies and pretends they're the other person and gets away with a large portion of the cash. So
Fucking people.
they've created measures to kind of protect against this from happening.
All right. Well, Team Epic, we're now a democracy.
But we can only be replaced if we die, right?
You can actually be replaced under any circumstances as long as 3 of the 5 people sign off on it. All right, you then get the other form set down on the counter in front of you. So this is the other form is a very, very straightforward form. It's basically a sort of a mission not debriefing, like a mission wrap-up form. Charles, you remember these? You used to hand these out to us at the end of every paranoia session.
Yes, I sure did. Filled out in triplicate.
Yep. Well, here you only have to fill out one. It will duplicate itself.
That's a shame.
So who is filling out this form?
I'll
Fill
fill
it
it out.
I know.
I heard both Zug and Pax.
I mean,
will step out of the way
I'll
so
help Pax
Zug and
fill it
Pax-
out. I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
I
I was
fill out
just-
forms, but I don't have any crayons.
Saying I thought we all had to fill it out, or do we just all have to sign it?
You just all have to sign it.
Oh, Zug, it's fine if you want to fill it out. You're good at that stuff.
Cool. Yeah,
Okay. Well, in this case, it's a raw intel check because you're going off of the memory of what happened.
okay, well, I'm probably the best at that anyway then
Yeah.
for the party.
Yep. All right, you fill it out as best as you can remember.
Oh my god.
You're like, some guy,
have a
this
plus
thing.
4.
Yeah, they'll check in on it afterwards, regardless. So it's not like this is mostly a formality. You remembered Al, which was the most important part. But you're pretty sure you got all the names on there, right? Anyone else in the group can look over this if they want with an intel check before they sign off on it.
The reason why it's so low is that that I was so detailed. I also put in all of our illegal activities that I meant to leave out. that was my low roll.
Okay, so Pax, you add a little bit of extra detail to it. Meg, you add a little more detail to it.
Together?
Yeah. Each of you like takes a look at it right before you sign it, and you're like, oh, I should add in this thing here that happened that's not listed. And then Meg gets it, and Meg's like, and I'll add this thing here. All right, and then you hand it over. They drop it into a box. All right, your compensation will occur in 3 days. So you may come back here on the 15th and pick up your compensation.
Well, thank you very much. I turn to the rest of the party. I feel like we've accomplished something here.
They can't. None of you guys have money bottles. You guys have base level bottles. You guys have like bigger like jug bottles that you put, or bigger like wine bottles that you just have a piece of paper in.
So we can upgrade the bottles?
You can upgrade the bottles.
To do just money stuff, or
there's lots of bottle upgrades. There are tons and tons of bottle upgrades. James is over there trying to do magic tricks.
Nice. You'll be our opening act then, James.
All right, and then we have that huge sheet of loot to sell to these guys too, right?
Yep, the big old loot sheet.
Big old loot sheet.
Where do you guys want to work on divvying that up at?
Back at
well, typically we've been meeting in my room, right? Did you want to just do it there, guys?
I would like that. I officially dub your room the bank headquarters.
Bank.
It's fine.
Grab
The
some
EB Epic Bank.
food to go, bring it up to my room, and divvy out the loot.
Okay. So you guys can stop by the diner if you want on your way, pick some food up, and then head on over to Zug's.
Order of crazy bread to go.
All right, it's crazy. No. So crazy bread here is just bread that's in like weirdo shapes. Like, you know, instead of like a regular piece of like garlic bread, it's like loop de loop up.
That's fucking awesome. I want this crazy bread every time.
So can I get a hot dog that's actual dog meat?
No. You're not in Goblin territory, so you cannot. If you want to make a venture over to Goblin territory, you can actually get a hot dog. It's warmed up pieces of dog meat on a piece of bread.
Let me get a leg, a turkey leg. No, I'll take a dachshund. I'm not, you know, I'm not in German Shepherd hungry. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so hungry to eat a Great Dane.
Yes. Is the goblin cart? I guess I'm just asking for my own edification because I feel like I know what the answer is. Is that where one gets the coveted kitten jerky at?
Yep.
Yes. All right.
I love that so much.
So you guys get to Zug's place, and you unload the pile of loot.
Filthy lucre.
You guys have quite a bit to sort out.
Huh. Is there anything that would benefit one of us? I'm not looking fishing for myself, but you know what I mean. When you divide up the party treasure.
Trying to get to the channel to see where
Yeah, it's
the loot sheet.
There's a lot of stuff here. Like you guys kind of hit, you guys hit it real well when the loot tables rolled up.
See it again?
I'm right in the middle of my game,
It's
buddy.
on the on the Akunsaunt campaign in the campaign notes section.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Anything in here I want in particular?
What the?
So we got some potions of cure light wounds. That'd be nice.
All right, so while you guys are sitting here, each of you gets a pop sound in your bottle.
Oh.
Oh, it's really exciting. Is anybody checking it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
All right, all of you look in your bottle.
Uh-huh.
We
Hold
offer.
up. Is somebody... I'm making a, like, when I see everyone start looking at it, I'm not right
Okay.
now because I want to make sure that nobody's like using this to distract us to take our loot.
Okay, got it. So everybody else looks in their bottle. We have the best accounting services available for you at a low, low fee. Message back for more details.
Delete.
You can just
They
tear up.
know we got money.
I mean, where did they get your details from?
I'm thinking from that form we just filled out.
All right, I'll look now that I see that there isn't anybody trying to steal this loot.
Yep, you
All
got
the
this.
loot is gone.
You got the same thing as everybody else. An ad for accounting services.
We may
Right,
need this one day.
Okay, is this a running total?
No, so each individual like thing beat has its own total.
Holy crap!
Yes.
Yeah. So do you
Does this number just slowly get bigger?
Yes, you
Yeah,
guys hit the lottery on this.
The only thing that I see really being useful is the potions of cure light wound. Everything else, I think that I'm fine with selling everything else.
What about a potion of hide from undead? It's just blood in a bottle. You just pour it all over yourself.
The potion of remove sickness be helpful?
I mean, it could be.
I mean, if you've got disturbed bothering you periodically,
Then you're down with the sickness.
yeah, and you can just drink that bottle and be okay.
There you go.
This
I
is
thought that's
potion
where
of
you were
gas
going.
without a trace. I was hoping it says potion of passing gas.
Oh, we actually have oil of arcane lock too. We could have used that to lock the the temple thing,
Yeah.
evil temple.
Why do we have a
Potion of
potion of
in-
chicken of the sea?
It's potion of invigorate.
Oh, I want the masterwork
as
buckler.
the spell. So invigorate is the spell banishes feelings of weariness. For the duration, the subject takes no penalties from fatigue or exhausted. The effect of invigorate is merely an illusion, however, not a substitute for actual rest or respite. When the spell ends, the subject takes 1d6 points of non-lethal damage, along with the return of the original condition. A creature can be only under the effects of only one invigorate spell at a time. If it is cast a second time on the creature, the first immediately ends.
Gelfine uses scythes, right?
Yes.
Okay, because we do have the masterwork scythe.
Scythe, yeah.
Yes. Yep. Well, you guys discuss this. I'm gonna pause for a little bit, run to the restroom, and calm the cat down. So
Okay.
we'll be right back.
Does anybody use a longbow?
Nope.
Yeah, that's not a